Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we're going to be drawing. I'm going to start out with well, I have a basic sketch down. I doodled this while watching TV a few days ago. It's just a base swirly concept for a seahorse. I really wanted this swirly effect and then very heavy fins and possibly maybe a unicorn horn. I don't know. I'm not really decided on this. I've been thinking about it for a couple days, and I started sketching a little bit here. I was like, wait a minute, I want to make this video. So here we are. I do want to start with color. I do have out my pencil that I'm using, apparently until I get it down to the nub. I'm using it for a while. I have out my M-Gram watercolors. This is all the colors that are in my M-Gram palette. There are also my Schminky Galaxy colors are in here, and there is a Daniel's Two Potter's Paint and a Sennelier Indigo. So it's kind of a mix, but I call it my M-Gram because it's fundamentally M-Gram paints up here, 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 and here. And there. This one, and this one, and this one. I put my galaxies kind of everywhere. The rose I put with the violets, the brown I kind of put with the pinks, and then the blue I put with the blues, obviously. I might not have all of them either. I might have used oh, the violet. These two. 4. At any rate, it's a little mixed bag. I like this palette. I haven't used it in a long while. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Spin it the appropriate direction. This is what it looks like dry. And this, I like this palette because it has 2 trays. And as you can tell, I don't ever clean my palette. I probably should, but I don't know, I just don't. I will re-wet this and use it as is. So this guy's gonna sit over here. And this one is, I usually set it here when I'm picking colors from it. And when I'm not, I will set it off to the side over there. Because there's lots of nice desk space now. I have out some water and these paintbrushes. I have the whole set of these, but I'm stuck on these sizes right now. These are Quil brushes from Grabie. There's the synthetic Quil brushes. They're really nice. They're very cool. They hold a lot of water. They're great for watercolor, and I'm really loving them. So I have the size 7, 4, and 1 out, and they're just going to set off to the side over here until we need them. I'm going to use this guy first, the big baby, and I don't have a rag up here. Let's see. My paint rags all look terrible because they're paint rags. They were once crisp white washcloths from the dollar store, and now they are, you know, paint rags. So there you have it. I set this over here so that it's within reach of dabbing. And let's see, what do I want to do first? I think I want to work wet into wet and get a little hair on there. And just get some color swooshing around on the page. Just a base color to work on top of. Get it nice and wet. And this is my 140-pound rough Arches watercolor paper. I don't usually use rough. It's not usually my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and wet this mucky purpley blue situation, and I'm going to add to it some cobalt teal, just to give it a little more of a ocean-y color. There we go. And I'm going to just go around my edges and let it bleed about. And I don't mind it getting on the horse at all because I'm going to incorporate these colors into the horse as well. And this is going to dry a lot lighter, so I'm not worried too much about that. Just playing today. I haven't really played in a while. And, you know, gotten creative with my methods. So here we are. And the textured paper is going to give me that really nice granulating effect. And then I do have granulating colors mixed in here in this mud that I have on the palette. So that's going to contribute a lot to the granulation as well. I like that. So if that's not something you care for in your painting, I recommend, you know, staying away from those granulating colors. I really like texture. So yeah, I'm going to just dab some water and flick it out where I want the paint to disperse a bit from my drawing. See if that works. This is just water from my cup to get those wispy edges to be less intensely colored. And then water, just plain water, letting it bleed out. Like that. I want a unicorn horn right there. There may be another one right here. Maybe. Thinking right there. Planning. Alright, and then I want this to be less intensely blue, so I'm just gonna sweep a dry brush over the paint and just kind of pick up a little bit of it. Go right off the page there. And I'm dabbing it on my cloth and then sweeping back in here. And let that dry like that. One down here as well. I'm going to put a little water right there. Just plain water. Squeeze out that brush a bit and then like that. I like it. I like it. Digging it. I need a little more color in here, not too bright, bold, but definitely don't want it like white through there, right? And I could decide if I want to darken the background up later. I don't need to do that now. I am going to put a few drops more in a couple spots. That. I have a back fin going that way. So I need to pick up a little bit of that color right there. Okay. Does that work? I think that works. A line of blue there. It's throwing me off. There we go. Are we liking it so far? So far, so good? a little there, a little there. Because this is layers here. I want this to look more like a crown or a helmet, or like it flares out. And then, so there'd be a little shadowing here, and then it flares out again, and there'd be a little shadowing here, and underneath here. And I'm not sure here yet. I've not finalized my design at all. We're just kind of rolling with the basic idea. Okay. Now I want this to dry, so I'm going to take the heat tool to it, which I now have plugged in, which is fabulous. I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to wet just my Seahorse and put some different pops of color in. So let's see how that works out. This brush, as you can tell, is pretty dry. The bristles are all swooshing around, so I'm gonna just get in a little bit of texture because I like it. Okay, now what I want to do is come in here, very dry now, maybe with a smaller brush, and wet just my Seahorse. And mind you, I have not really decided on if I'm going to I haven't finalized the design yet, so I'm just kind of laying in base colors, like your local colors that you want to start with. This is a fun way to kind of get your idea down, I guess. Right? For the most part, the paper relaxed back down. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this and see how she looks. Swirl that down and around like that. Okay. If you're worried about it drying anywhere while you're trying to wet it down, just kind of throw in a little more water. Swirl that around like that. Alright. Let's see. What can we use? I like this pink. And I have discovered that Arches paper, you can see the paint doesn't really bleed a lot, which is new for me. Okay. So you can kind of place the colors where you want them and then give them a little push to get them to do what you want them to do. And I have discovered that I do like that insofar as I can, as you can tell, put in a color, let it bleed out to where it wants to. That's a little bit of more control than I usually allow myself. A little more water. It's dried pretty quick down here. Swoosh that in. I want, I think, a little bit of this. Not that. Yellow, a little bit muddy, it's okay. A little, yes, less muddy there. And drop that in through there, like that. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay. Through there. Grab a little bit more of that pink. That pink, which I believe is Quil Rose. A little more bold. And get some more textures. Ooh, that's fun. Okay. Those spidery little textures going. Carried away there, but that's all right. It's all right. Not gonna stress it too much. Go ahead and get my points and then come in and get all the little valleys. paint, touch of water. Maybe a bit more through there. Okay, I'm not hating it. Maybe pull that out a bit. Like that. Want that to be much lighter. Throw in some more water. It's drying out pretty good now. Grab some of that yellow. Just pure. And let it push out some of that pink. There, are we liking the colors? I don't know. I don't know. I do feel like I want to do a touch of this in there as well. There. There. Just kind of playing with line at this point, getting in those fins. What do we think? What do we think? Are we liking it? Not so much. Alright. Not hating it. Not hating it. This is not going to be a strictly watercolor piece either. I am going to go in with other elements as I go. This is just water. See how it pushed the paint around and gave that textured effect? Dig it. Okay. Let's dry this. And this is the trick with watercolor. Getting in your base colors and then drying it. Waiting if you have to, if you don't have a heat tool. This is just a cheapy $10 heat tool I got on Amazon, and it is an actual heat tool. And this top gets very hot, so there's a little cap on it. A little handle. The cord is very short, so I do have to have an extension cord. This is all the cord you get. That's it. So we're going to dry again. It's mostly flattened out, and a lot of your watercolor papers will buckle and warp, especially if you don't tape them down. I haven't taped this down. If you're really worried about that, if it bothers you, you can definitely use the tape it down. It still will warp and buckle a little bit, so depending on what kind of paper you get. Arches usually is pretty good when you tape it down, but as you can see, it's not too bad. It's pretty flat. It's got a little bit of warping here, but not enough to bug me. So look how light it dried. So light. All those beautiful base colors in and rocking. And I do like to start with watercolor when I'm doing something like this. I'm thinking I really want to just get in here with pencil. Not colored pencil, just a regular pencil. I'm wondering. I'm thinking. I was just gonna jump in with this, but I'm thinking maybe now we can go in with something like these. These are a favorite. These are Faber Castel Artist Pitt pens. They're India ink, so you can watercolor over the top of these if you want to, because once they dry, they are permanent and waterproof. So they're a good choice for something like this. I'm just grabbing out some of the colors. I think I might want, I don't think I need a green. There's this blue brush one. It's the only, well, I have several brush ones, but it's the only one that may come in handy. So let's start with these colors. You don't need too many, right? I mean, we could have a lot, but we don't need too many. I do not have a particular seahorse that I'm drawing. I have up my Pinterest board, and there are many seahorses pulled up just for reference for texture and different markings that I can make. And I usually forget to look at the screen, honestly. Oh, no. I'm going to start with the darker color. I'm going to start with this one. So this is magenta number 133, and it's the S for small. And they are pretty. I use these all the time. I don't know if they're dry or not. It's, like I said, I use them quite a lot. And they are going to, this is watercolor paper, so it is going to soak up a lot of the ink. So I'm going to just kind of drag it along the surface and make some marks and see how it goes. Get in that idea of a line there. I'm liking the seahorses. All the pictures that I've looked at, they're very textured and like there's a lot going on. So I don't have to worry about too much, I don't feel like, about the lines being super smooth in all the areas, right? You can do haphazard jaggedy lines like that. I can hardly see my drawing anymore, so I'm just kind of winging it at this point. I think I'd like to get some of the orange in there as well. I do wish I had a yellow, but we'll see how the orange does. This is orange glaze number 113 in the size small, which is about a 5, which is my go-to size for a pen that I like to use is the 0.5. You can see it's pretty comparable in the size for a small. So it gives you an idea of what the small. So there's S for, which I'm assuming is small, and there's F for fine, which is kind of chunkier. So so maybe that's the next size up. And then there's an M which is medium, which is like an 8 or 12. That's very chunky. So if you like a smaller one, I would go with the small with the S. Like that. Now this is going to take a while. So I'm thinking what I might do, let's get in the eye. I'm thinking I'd like the eye to be kind of like that. And textures like that. And round. Like that. Okay. There. Yeah, I'm thinking ink and then some colored pencil to finish off, to pop, make the colors pop, get the line work in, and then go over the top of the line work with like, and get in like areas where I want the color to really pop and be bold, is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So this part is going to take a hot second to do, because I would like him to be pretty textured and have lots of stuff going on. There. I don't want to cover up all of my beautiful watercolor colors either, so you got to find that balance, right? I am thinking I would like to do, woo, almost lost my pencil. Some sort of antler or something coming up from here. That is the foreground. That's all in the background. So we've got this kind of thing happening here. That. I'm not looking at any reference photos at this point. I'm just kind of seeing where the marks are on the paper, what happened with the color, and you can very lightly see my drawing underneath. Super pale. I don't know if you could see it, but I can. Let me make sure I'm still in frame, and maybe we'll zoom in a bit and pull this down a bit while I'm working on this. I'll try to keep my fat hand out of the way. And then maybe make this come up a bit like that. It's not haphazard. That. Nice texturing going on. Like an antler kind of thing. Maybe he got in a battle and the top's all mucked up. He's like, I don't know what happened, man. It was a hard war. Look at my horn. That, a little bit of that, and then some more textures coming up like that. I dig it. All right. And then this one maybe got broken off. It's this bigger one. Got damaged in the terrible wars that happened, right? The terrible Seahorse wars. Not sure where Aquaman is, but he needs to get on the stick, man. A big divot in that one. Like that. That. I'll color that in a little bit. It's interesting. All right, we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. Come in here with some orange. Brighten up the area a bit. Not sure about this yet. We'll see what happens as we go. So as I was saying, I'm probably going to time lapse a lot of this because, as you can tell, things are getting a little. I really need colored pencils, and they're over on the other side of the room. Hold on, you guys. I need my colored pencils. Ta-da! This is my big old, slide it into frame a little bit here. My big old collection of colored pencils. These are, I'm going to set them off to the side though, so that they're not in the way. These are my Brutfuner, and I believe I also have in here my Faber Castels. Nope, these are just my Brutfuners. What did I do with my Faber Castels? I thought I left them in here. I did not. Huh, interesting. Alright. Faber Castels, what am I talking about? I don't have those. I'm too poor. Yeah, there we go. They're not Faber Castells, they are Castle Arts colored pencils. I may have given my daughter, because my granddaughter ran out of colored pencils. So Nana helps out, you know. Where she can. I help out where I can, you know. Yeah, that looks cool. And once again, the textures of the paper are coming into play. I don't know if you can tell, but you can still see all the other colors underneath because I'm just skimming the surface to get that feeling. Let's grab a pink. I think I want to go a little light just to bring some brightness, but also texture, and see it's not covering up all of that blue-green underneath. We can go ahead and kind of scribble, basically. Like in here, I want to push down the paper, the bumps of the paper a little bit. And that will give you a deeper shade there. I'll come in over here and just in spots, just get in a little bit here and there. Like that. Then come up here and incorporate our antler situation into our piece. Literally just scribbling over the top. Cool, I like it. All right. Come in here and get in a little bit of that. Why not? Okay. Just a touch of brightness there. 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 I like it. Come in down here. Oh, my tummy made noise. I'm a little hungry, but it's pretty late and I'm really not supposed to be eating so late. Does that work? Kinda. I think I want a little bit of green. Should we go bright? No. Oops. Go. Oh, Uniposca. I knew I had some pencils in here that were other brands. I guess that's okay. Feeling like it's too dark. I want more of an aqua color. So I should have gone more blue. A little more bright, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to stop there. She didn't turn out quite the way I was expecting. In my head, she looks a lot different, or he. She looks a little angry. But here's a little close-ups. You can get a good idea of all the textures in the watercolor as well. I'm keeping in mind this is rough paper, so it is going to be very textured anyways. But yeah, that's the close-up of all the detailing. I was going to go with iridescent, as you saw me struggling. I was going to go with a copper or a silver. I was looking for silver, honestly. I don't have any left. But I think the white really makes the sparkles pop in the way that I want. And that's bleed proof white. That's Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. Definitely a good thing to have in your stash. I've had this bottle for almost 2 years now. And as you can see, still quite a lot left. I use it a lot. I have 2 of them actually. And I got them at the same time. And I use them all the time. They're very slow wearing. They're fairly inexpensive. One at Michael's and one on Amazon. But yeah, this is our Seahorse. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm kind of digging her now that she's done. Lots of stuff going on, right? Colored pencil, ink, watercolor, a little bleed proof white on top for that sparkle. Yeah, I like it. All right, I'm going to leave it there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.